You can set your things aside, please. We get going on that, then the way you get your work time after the fact. You can see what from the screen what we're taking a look at today with lesson 8. Yeah, that's because I'm moving. So the ones back there, you're going to have to resist watching that because I'm standing here, it's not going to see the words. If I start moving this way, then you're going to start seeing the words. All right, what we're looking at today with lesson 8, the key word that you're going to see in there is the word perimeter, which is something that you all should know already. So today will be a review basically of what perimeter is, how we can find it, and hopefully review some of the shortcuts even that you can take along the lines with it. So one, I'd like you to turn to your table mate and tell them, what's perimeter? See if you remember from last year. What is it? Good. And the word I would like to substitute, though, would be distance. Because we're talking about measuring something around it. So maybe you remember some of the little hand devices I like to use. When I did perimeter, I always went like this because you're going around it or you go around it. If I'm going area, I'm going to be covering it. And if I'm going volume, I'm going to be filling it up. Today we're taking a look at the one dealing with perimeter. The one that's distance around an object. If we recall that as being my definition, that will help me through it. As you take a look at all of these shapes, there's something special that we can talk about all these shapes. First of all, though, let's review. Talk to your table mate. What's this one called? What's this one called? And keep going from there, please. Got them all? Just say them, please. Triangle, hexagon. No, not pentagon, 5 sides. What do I got here? Octagon. Octagon. We got the stop sign. Square. How many sides are on that one? Anyone count it? 10. How many is 10? That's a decagon. Here I have 6. 6 is a hexagon. All of these things that are listed up here, they're known as regular polygons. Regular polygons are your friends when it comes to finding perimeter. Because what you know about them is that, let's do a different color. If the length of this side is 3 centimeters, what's the length of this side? 3 centimeters. And let's say that the length of this one right here is 2 inches. What's the length of every single one of the sides on that? And if I go over here and let's say that this one is 1 millimeter, what's the length of every one? We know that in a regular polygon, the sides and the angles are equal in length. All of that is a help for you because ultimately then I can think, how many sides are in a triangle? 3. So what would be the shortcut way of finding that perimeter? 3 times 3. Which would give me? And we don't forget our label. Perimeter, remember, since it's just simply distance, it's a measurement. We don't have to add anything funny to the measurement. I have 2 inches here, but how many sides do I have? So, shortcut way of finding that perimeter would be, go Matthew, which gives me, and I'd have inches. Or I go all the way down here to my decagon. I have how many sides again? 10. And if I have 10 sides and each side is 1, it's 10 there. Now, unfortunately, not everything that you're going to be doing perimeter with is going to be a regular polygon where you can just quick multiply one of the lengths, but we can review that. When I look at these, I don't have a measurement here. This because we want to practice. Think back to yesterday. We're going to measure this one in inches. Estimate. How far would the length of that one side be there? Colton, what do you think? Okay, Colton's going to say a foot. I think that's a very fair thing. Maybe a little more. It's fine. I have a regular polygon here of what again? 4-sided shape is a... So, what would be my shortcut way of being able to find this perimeter instead of adding 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12? Putting 1 foot in every 1 foot. No, we're sticking with inches. Good. I would take 12 inches Times 4. And why are we taking it times 4 and not some other number?
Because there's 4 sides?
Yeah, 4 sides. Each side is 12 inches long. I got to make sure that I keep going. Yes, you could do it the long way and go 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 and do all that long adding. Or I can just simply take 12 times 4, use my multiplication math facts that I know and get. And what's the proper label here? Oh, which one is it? And please, please, please don't forget to circle your answers. It's getting really obnoxious on your quizzes, looking for answers. Okay, let's go to another one. What looks different? What looks different on this shape, Isaiah?
The lines.
What about those lines, Isaiah?
One of them, some are longer and some are shorter.
Great. We don't have what we had with our originals where we had all nice sides the same length. Here we have awkward lengths. Do you remember what this kind of object is called? Word that begins with a T. Good. Trapezoid. Trapezoid has one set of parallel lines, and you got the 2 other lines to go along with it. I'd like you to sketch the trapezoid into your notebook, and then with you and your table mate, come up with an estimated measurement of each one of those sides in terms of centimeters, please. So sketch that in and give a general, what do you estimate the length of each one of those sides to be? Go ahead. Get out of your way so you can see it. Give you about another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Someone please give me an appropriate estimate for just the top length, Maria. She's going to go with 30. So now we got to keep that in mind as we go through all the different sides. Let's go with this side angle. What do you think there?
40.
Looks a little bit longer. We're going to go with 40. What about this side over here? Without being able to take a ruler right next to it, it does appear that these 2 sides are the same length, so I think that's a fair estimate. We're left then with the base. The base, let's go with, all right. Since I'm looking for perimeter, what am I going to have to do with these 4 numbers? Is there any way that I can give kind of a shortcut to maybe help myself out here with all my addition?
You could have the 2 sides.
Could take the 2 40s and put them together. Or depending on how strong your mental math is, you might be able to combine a little more. So Austin is suggesting I combine those 2. Mental math, 40 plus 40 gives me... If I do those 2, do you think I can do these 2 then as well? Why not? All right. If I have 60 and 30, I can combine and get... And now I have myself into a nice little 80 plus 90. What do I get if I take 80 plus 90, Olivia?
170.
Label, please.
Centimeters.
Good. Could I have done this instead? Did 30 plus 40 and 40 plus 60? Sure. Remember with the commutative property, the order of the add-ins doesn't matter. So whatever weird combination you want to try to come up with to solve it, it all works. Because finally, we're going to wind up, if we do it all properly, with 170 inches, or 170 centimeters, excuse me. One more. Sketch it in, please. This one, I'm going to give you the lengths. This is the one that I would like you to practice on your own. We'll go with feet in this one. So obviously it's not going to look correct, but it'll work. On your own, then, take the time. Can you calculate the perimeter of that irregular object? Make sure you got the correct measurements in there. That will help you out. When you're done, just hang patiently, and when you're done, you can check with your table mate as well. That's right. That's why you try it again.
Do you have one of those styling shirts?
I have like 3 or 4 of them.
I didn't know. I'm just
Yep.
checking because I ordered like a couple of stills and a couple of packages. And
I-
see it through email.
I have some at home, I know. We got to wear that on the 31st.
Well, no, I'm hoping yeah.
Good. Check with your table mates. Give you about another, let's go with about 35 seconds. Hopefully that'll get most people done with their calculations by then. Again, when you're done and your table mate is done, check with them. Make sure you agree with what you did. And if you don't, find out why you don't. Got it? Think so? All right. In one quick statement here, how can I solve this? Don't give me an answer, just in one quick statement, how can I solve this? Yep. Add all the sides. Now, you could just do the whole big stack add and go 8, 2, 10, 6, 7, and 3 and have this nice massive thing that's got 6 numbers and plug them together. But again, I'd implore of you, 6th graders, combine where you can and get this into a nice stacking situation where instead of having 6 individual numbers, maybe you're handling 2 or 3 numbers instead. So Austin, what's one set or one way that you looked at it?
8 plus 2.
All right. He took out the 8 and the 2 to give me. So there's one of our numbers. What is another way I could then go with it, Andy?
7 plus 3.
Do another 7 and 3. That gives me another set of 10. Might as well combine the last 2, Kyle. What am I going to get with there?
16.
Great. Now it gives me a nice, easy way. Is this the only way that I could do it? Absolutely not. There's tons of combinations that I could do, but this is the one we'll go with. And it's nice because we have 2 multiples of 10 in there. So mental math here, kids. What do I have when I take 10, 10, and 16? 10, 10, and 16, Cohen gives me. And thank you for giving me the label right away. 36 feet. Thumbs up. I remember this from last year. This should be a piece of cake. Hopefully so. Let's take a look at your assignment then, please. Taking a look at lesson 8 here, kids.